Many years ago, in the beautiful village of Nanka, there lived a very beautiful, fair woman named Nkiru. Nkiru is a virtuous woman. Nkiru is a caring woman. And Nkiru is a mother of two. She's a mother of two, Chuku and Isioma. Nkiru loved her kids greatly. And she was also married to a very handsome man named Ndoka. Ndoka loved his wife greatly and cherished everything about her. But something that troubled Ndoka and his kids was the fact that Nkiru was a charitable person. She did not know when to stop giving, and she didn't know when not to give. Nkiru really loved to give. She loved to help everyone in need. She was ready to sacrifice a piece of her wrapper to a beggar on the street. Even when she's returning from the market, she was ready to split her foodstuff into two to help someone crying along the roadside. At first, Ndoka found it strange and questioned the fact that she always gave to everyone, asking her if she wasn't afraid that harm might come her way, knowing fully well that not everyone will be good. Nkiru told him, "Do not worry. Do not trouble yourself about things like this. I have a good heart, and my good will always come back to me with abundance. It is always necessary that we give a hand of help to people in need." So with everything he had seen from his wife, he had to accept his fate, knowing fully well that he could not change anything about Nkiru. Gradually, Nkiru started bringing stray children home. Any child she see on the street, homeless, crying, the moment she had taken the child to the community vigilante, asking that they help find the parent, even before the community vigilante was going to find the parent, she would ask that the child follows her home so she could feed the child for the meantime, that the child needs food to eat so that the child won't be sick or even die. Most villagers referred to her as Mother Teresa. The name Nkiru was gradually forgotten. Whenever they see her walking on the road, they will quickly shout, "Mother Teresa, how are you?" And Nkiru will quickly answer. She did not care that people referred to her as Mother Teresa. She knew she was doing what was necessary, helping people in need, trying to reach out to people that are stranded, poor, widows, widowers. Nkiru was a known name. In fact, her family was known, not because they were rich, but because Nkiru was a charitable person. Her home felt like a mini orphanage home. Most kids in her home were not given birth by her. Her kids gradually started finding this annoying. Isioma and Tochukwu gradually hated everything concerning their mother's attitude. At some point, they told their mother to stop. One day, when Isioma and Tochukwu were returning back from school, some of their classmates had teased them, calling them stray kids. And they quickly turned and asked them, "Why will you refer to us as that?" And they responded by saying, "We don't even know if you and your brother were also part of the people picked along the road. As your mom opens door to everybody and anybody, I hope one day she's not going to open the door for a ghost." And after Isioma and Tochukwu heard those words, they returned home that day. They knelt down and pleaded with their mother to stop. They cried bitterly. They pleaded with their mother to stop bringing back people to their home. Their home wasn't an orphanage home. Nkiru tried to encourage them with her sweet words and told them, "You see, in this life, you don't have to listen to everything people get to tell you. These people we are helping, someday, sometime, they will become people in life and they might in turn help this village. We are not doing it so that they can help us back. One day they will remember that when they needed somebody, someone came for them. And in turn, they will come back to give good to the village. I am not doing it because I expect anything from them, you know. So don't allow the words of all your classmates trouble you. You are not stray kids. You are my children. I carried you in my own womb." And Isioma said, "Mama, we know that, but please, you have to stop. Mama, you have more than 25 children in this house that are not yours. What do you want us to do? We have to manage food, manage clothes, manage everything because you want to accommodate everyone. Mama, you have to stop. It's already getting annoying. Nkiru told them, don't worry. I won't bring anyone again. I promise you, I won't bring anyone again. So they thought. When Nkiru started sneaking kids into the house when her kids were not around, she would bring the kids at night and quickly send them out early in the morning before her kids will wake up. Because she did not have the heart to see someone on the road that needs her help and she won't offer the help. That was something Nkiru couldn't resist, giving a hand of help. And with the passing days, she had lost her beloved husband. And after the burial, most villagers had thought that she was going to stop, being that her support system was no more. But that didn't stop Nkiru from taking care of those children or giving a hand of help. Nkiru continued. And most times, she always had free people coming to help with her farm. People that she didn't know will help with her farm for her without stealing any of her farm products. And she will point it out to her kids and say, can you see? If we are not good to these people, do you think they can weed this farm for us without stealing anything? And whenever she wanted to harvest her farm product, people will willingly offer to help her. Nkiru told herself that she's blessed, so she must bless people. That nothing anyone tells her will make her feel discouraged. At some point, most villagers started dropping their kids with her whenever they wanted to travel. They could see the way Nkiru cared for all the kids under her. She cared for them like they were her own children. Whatsoever she gives to her children, she gives to these kids. Isioma and Tochukwu couldn't wait to leave the house. They were fed up with their mother's attitude and they knew they couldn't convince her anymore. They told themselves that the moment they leave for university, they won't come back again. They can't drag the love of their mother with stray kids. In fact, Isioma practically named the kids my mother's charity case. That was what she called those kids. Charity case. She never referred to them with their name. She did not want these kids in her life, but she felt her mother was forcing them in her life. So the moment it was time for Tochukwu and Isioma to go to the university, Nkiru made sure to gather things that was enough for them. Nkiru kept on sending them money, trying to make sure that they never starve in school. Isioma and Tochukwu yearly visited her. They visited her once in a blue moon. They always avoided going back home. Anything that was going to send them back home, they always avoided it. Rather, they were going to call their mother and quickly pass the information rather than going back home. Even when they were about to graduate from school, Isioma personally told her mother not to come with anybody, that she only needed to see her mother, that she didn't want to see any other person with her. That if not, she was not going to invite her for the graduation party. So, Nkiru knew the pain her daughter was feeling and made sure to attend the graduation party just herself in order to honor her daughter's request. And with the passing days, Isioma and Tochukwu grew up. They were stable, they had jobs that was paying well, and they were okay. Tochukwu had gotten married to a very beautiful lady, Adaeze. A very wonderful one at that. Adaeze loved his mother and was ready to do anything to make her happy because she found out that Nkiru was a very nice person. Adaeze is also from a very wealthy home, as Tochukwu had met Adaeze in his place of work. Adaeze was an intern at that point, whereas Tochukwu was the branch manager. They had fallen in love and gotten married. Isioma, on the other part, had met a very handsome, wealthy man. He was a businessman. He was into building materials. Isioma was really glad. Even when Ugo wanted to go back home to do the traditional rites, Isioma was very, very particular in warning him to be careful with the way he was spending money, being that she had lots of siblings that were not given birth to by her mom. She quickly told Ugo, please be careful. I have a lot of people in my house. They are not my siblings. They are just my mother's charity case. Ugo smiled and told her, no problem. So Ugo and Isioma got married and moved back to the city, living a very beautiful life. Isioma placed her mother on a monthly salary because she always avoided her mother's call. She did not want her mother calling her to tell her that she needed money to send one of the charity kids to school, or she needed money to send one of the charity kids to the hospital. Nkiru always tried to reach out to her kids. Most times she wasn't calling them for money. She just wanted to know if they were okay, if they were fine, if their family was okay. But they always avoided her call. Tochukwu was the worst of it all. The moment his mother calls him and he picks her call, he was going to quickly dismiss whatsoever she had in her mouth to say and say, "Mama, please, I'm very busy now. I'm attending to a customer now. I can't really talk to you." And Nkiru will say, "I did not call you to ask for money, Tochukwu. I only called to know how my grandkids are doing. How is our beautiful wife? How is my wife? Hope she's doing well." Tochukwu will say, "Everyone is fine. Don't worry, I will send you money by the ending of the month. Bye, 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 bye." Nkiru was really disappointed with the way her kids were treating her. Whereas her charity case children, according to Isioma, would gladly call without her calling. These kids call her on a regular, trying to know if she was doing well, but her own kids avoided her like a plague. Why? She barely asked them for money. It was only once she had ever asked Tochukwu for money to send one of the kids to hospital. Just once. But now they make it look like as if she always calls to demand for money. No matter what they did, Nkiru always prayed for her kids. She prayed that her kids were living in peace, her kids were being loved by their partners, her kids were growing well in every aspect of their life. Nkiru loved her kids greatly, and it was to be compared with nothing. But she never stopped her charity work. Nkiru fed most of the villagers from her farmland. Whenever her products were ready, she took the quantity that was enough for she and the children in her home, and she distributes to the widows, to the widowers, and so many others. But the children with her gradually knew that she was missing her kids. One of them had suggested that she go visit her children, but she quickly told them that I won't like to show up in front of their door uninvited. I have to inform them prior to that day. I have to tell them I am coming to their home before I start. So that day, she had called Isioma and asked Isioma that she wanted to come visit her. Isioma quickly told her, "Mama, even if you come to my house, there is no one to stay with you at home. I leave for work every day, so as my husband. You're going to be bored because there is nothing for you to do. And I don't want you to start distributing my foodstuffs to the neighbors." Nkiru told her daughter, "No problem." Nkiru also called her son. Her son also gave the same silly excuse, how he was not going to be available and she was going to be really bored. So Nkiru made up her mind to remain in the village, taking care of the kids she had under her. The kids were giving her joy, but she missed the presence of her own biological children. She wanted to have conversations with them. She wanted to know how they were doing. She wanted to just lay an eyes on them, but they always avoided her. And one fateful day, Nkiru felt terribly ill and she wanted to call her children. So she decided to call Tochukwu first, being that Tochukwu was the firstborn and is a man. But the moment she called Tochukwu quickly dismissed her and said, "Mama, I don't have money. I don't have money now as I'm talking to you." But rather than Nkiru telling Tochukwu what was wrong with her, she quickly told her son, "Tochukwu, if you don't have money, send me your account number. I will send you something." Tochukwu sent his account number without shame. He just wanted to know what his mom wanted to send to him. To him, his mom did not have money to send to him. He did it just to know what his mom wanted to do. Not because he really needed the money from his mom. But to his greatest surprise, his mom had sent him 1 million naira. And he screamed when he got the alert. Wow! So my mom has such an amount of money. Really? Who is giving her all this money? Is she saving money somewhere? And he quickly picked up his phone and called his sister. And told his sister, "Do you know that I just jokingly told Mama that I did not have money? She called me to start all those her plenty talk. and she sent me 1 million naira. Isioma laughed and said that, don't worry, one of her charity case must have sent her money, and maybe she just wanted to send it to you. Probably she will soon call me and ask me for my own account number. You know how your mother can be. Now that they've sent her money, she will still want to share it for everybody. No problem, don't worry about it. But gradually, Nkiru was dying inside. She didn't know if it was loneliness, because she had people around her, or the absence of her kids that was killing her. Even though she had a little stomach upset that comes and goes, but she didn't know what was killing her soul inside. And one fateful day, while Isioma was arranging some documents in her husband's study, she had come through a file and she found out that her husband had placed her mother on a monthly pay. She was really shocked. They never had such conversation before. So, where is all this coming from? And she waited for her husband Ugo to come back. The moment Ugo came back, had eaten and had his bath, Isioma quickly downloaded him with lots of questions. Why are you sending my mother monthly pay? Did she ask you for it? If she did, please tell me so I can talk to her about it. I'm not comfortable with this. I work and I'm not stopping you from sending my mom money, but like you send it every month on a constant. Is there something that you're not telling me? Ugo looked at Isioma and quickly told her, I'm sorry that I'm telling you this late, but I just want you to know that I am one of your mother's charity keys, like you always refer to us, right? Charity keys. I am one of them. Isioma looked at him and said, you must be joking. You are really joking. Ugo said, no, I'm not joking. When I had gone to get married to you, the moment I laid eyes on your mother, I knew she was my own mother. I was among the first kids she took care of before she gave birth to you and your brother. I think I must be in secondary school then when you guys were still small, so you might not remember me. Isioma was looking at him, lost, confused. She wasn't even getting this whole story straight. Ugo quickly explained everything, how Nkiru had begged him not to say anything because she knew that Ugo was a very good person. If Ugo dares to tell Isioma that he was one of her charity keys, Isioma might not get married to him. So Nkiru begged him to keep everything a secret, being that she's not also his biological mother, that he would have gotten that help from anybody. So it's not like as if he cannot get married to Isioma. So Ugo promised that he was never going to say anything about it. Isioma started crying. She cried. She cried. Ugo quickly told her, even where you work at the bank, the manager there, I know him too. He's also your mother's charity case. So all the treatment you get from him, you think he was giving it to you because you're so special. Yes, you're a very hardworking staff. But I think you find it difficult to recognize faces. If not, you would have known that he was also one of your mother's charity case. Isioma felt like her whole world was crumbling. What is going on here? And she quickly picked up her phone and she wanted to confront her mother about it. And if possible, apologize to her mother. In fact, she didn't know what she wanted to say, but she wanted to talk to her mother. But the moment she called her mom was not picking up. And she tried it again. And a kid picked up and said, Mama is no more. Isioma thought it was a joke. She did not hear that word right. She called again and the kid picked the call. Auntie Mama, Ugo, Mama is no more. Mama has died. Hey! Isioma screamed. She cried. She quickly called her brother Tochukwu and asked Tochukwu if Tochukwu have heard. Tochukwu say heard what? What is going on? And she told Tochukwu that their mom had died. Tochukwu screamed. None of them could believe it. He had just spoken to his mother 2 days ago. His mother gave him 1 million naira. He was still planning to send that money back. What is going on? Someone should say something. The both siblings traveled back to Nanka. And when they arrived home, truly, their mom was no more. Their mom had died. They cried. They wept. They started begging for her forgiveness, for neglecting her, for not even giving her a chance. for always avoiding her. They cried. What broke their hearts more was when the kid that had picked up Isioma's call told them that she had been sick for a long time, and all those while she had been calling that she wanted to come visit them, it was because she wanted to rest. But they always had one excuse or the other. They always avoided her call, being that they feel she was going to still come to the city and start doing her charity walk up and down. They begged for forgiveness. They cried. And while they were preparing to bury Nkiru, Tochukwu and Isioma felt like strangers to their mother, as everyone, Nanka at large, came to bury Nkiru. Tochukwu and Isioma did not do anything. The people of Nanka dug her grave themselves, and the kids they all referred to as charity kids contributed money and buried Nkiru. They gave her a befitting burial, a burial worth everything she had done. And that was when it dawned on them that they actually belittled their mom. They never knew that their mom had raised armies that would stand for her in the future. They never knew that their mom had raised armies that would pave the way for them. They cried. They kept on begging for her forgiveness. And after the burial was over, they had seen a letter that their mom dropped for them. And she told them, Tochukwu and Isioma, my beloved children, I don't hold any grudge against you. I don't want you living your life in self-pity. You have played your part. All I want from you is that you remember me. Remember me as your mother and not Madame Teresa. I am your mother. I want you to always remember me. And while they were still reading the letter, they found out that she had also distributed all her wealth, all the money she had received from children and everybody equally, evenly amongst the two of them. And she also pleaded that all the establishment she had created continue. Nkiru's charity foundation should live on, and her kids should always fund that foundation. That was her last wish of them. That even if they did not do anything, they should make sure that Nkiru's charity foundation lives on. Nkiru's charity foundation was just her home, where she was raising the kids. So, Isioma and Tochukwu renovated the home and built a very big duplex and named it boldly Nkiru's Charity Foundation in memory of their mother. They were grateful that their mom forgave them, and they were grateful that they were able to do that which their mom wanted them to do. Gradually, Tochukwu and Isioma tinted to the ways of their mother as they always looked out for people. Even though they weren't as severe as their mother, even though they didn't take it over the board like their mother, but they cared for people genuinely. Thank you very much for listening to the story of the day. Before we leave you, I would like to ask you a question. Do you think Nkiru was wrong by raising every kid she sees on the road? And do you think she was wrong by forgiving her kids, being that her kids had abandoned her? They neglected her when she needed them the most. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. And even if you were her kids, were you going to find it funny that your parents get to bring different kids home every day? Were you going to be okay with the fact that your parents get to bring different kids home, claiming that they are your siblings? We will see you in the comment section. We still remain your favorite storyteller, Zika. Please do not forget to support your homegirl by liking our stories, sharing our stories to your loved ones. So we'll meet again in our next. Bye for now.